Our workshop was about deconstructing identities. Everyone that was there was interested in some way of how is art, how is history, how is heritage, how is culture used in an intersectional way to really look at our identity. Everyone came from very different perspectives. There were some artists, anthropologists, historians, also instructors that would really look at identity from different points of view. And we used Arnhem because we were here, and which was really interesting for us as co-facilitators because we didn't know a lot about Arnhem's colonial history. So we asked the students to really take a location in Arnhem or a historical site, a monument, and look at it from a different perspective. So take that location and look at how it's framed. What's the language that is used to describe it? How does it talk about cultural identity when you think about this monument? And people had to really step back and really look at themselves in another way. And we were asking them to be critical. To be critical means to deconstruct means to really take it apart and look at it from within and rebuild it, so that if we framed something a different way, will I learn something else about myself? Will I learn something about the other, of people that we consider the other, by just taking a different perspective, looking at it from a different point of view? And it was really interesting because people all came from different walks of life. They weren't all Dutch, for example. We had people that from Germany, from Lithuania, from, of course, the Netherlands, me being born in the US, but Suriname roots. So we all had a different way of seeing the world. And we were asking people to take a different perspective on how you see the world, to learn about other people. We have to anchor ourselves in the past to see where did we come from, how did we get to where we are today in society. We have to look at the past in order to do that. How did the Netherlands become one of the 10 richest countries in the world? Without looking at only the glory of the Golden Age, you have to look at the other side of that, the colonial history, slavery, the black presence that helped to build society. And that part was left out of the dominant narrative of the country. And so we feel that space. That's really the important part, is telling the other side of the story. So it made for very interesting dialogue because we're also willing to debate about how each person's identity was constructed. What was it, media? Was it in school? And in what ways have they had to decolonize their own minds around who they are? Which meant that we had to really kind of peel a layer of like an onion. You have to peel it back and look at, the inner parts. How was it made, and what does it say about who we are as a people? So everyone coming from different places just made it more interesting. The conversations weren't static, and it was exciting to see their eyes like light up. Like there's another way that I can actually confront these social issues or these social problems, and looking at it from an artist's perspective or an anthropologist. That was fun.